Welcome back to another episode of That Don't Sound Right, a podcast about talking. We're your co-hosts. I'm Peter Bielman.
I'm Cecil Davis.
And we're just trying to have a conversation without Googling or fact-checking those things. So, what are you doing? Easily kill the conversation. It looks like this cup's going to kill the conversation. What are you doing?
I'm setting us up for our episode. So we've done a whole series on things I think we have too much of.
Yes, this is the Cecil's Overdone It series.
Cecil's Overdone It series. And it seems that I think that there are lots of things that we have too much of. So ice.
Yeah.
Again, this isn't the law enforcement thing. This is the frozen water. I think we have too much frozen water.
Yeah.
Too many things like pocket knives are just overly pocket knived.
Yeah. We're
overlit with flashlights. We definitely are over headlighted with some of these LED lights. Was there anything else I thought we had too much of? I can't remember off the top of my head, but I have obviously said this on more than one occasion on the podcast, and I got to think about it. My one of my daughters collects cups.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
She collects.
And there's really some nice cups on the market now.
Okay.
Would you not say? You seem to disagree that there's nice cups on the market.
I mean, yeah, they're nice.
Premium cups.
Yes, they're premium.
And they started.
And like the Solo Stove, they work. You
work.
put something hot in there, it stays hot a long time. You put something cold, the ice it's amazing how long the ice stays in there.
Yes.
If you use ice.
Yeah. Well, and the thing is, I really don't like that they retain heat the way they do. Because if I have a cup of coffee, I like for the coffee to slowly
want it to cool off.
Yeah.
So
you put it in one of those
your
things,
mouth.
It doesn't cool. Yeah, I mean and I really think they probably started with the Tervis cups. There was just a scurry around the Tervis cups. I remember people had certain colors that they wanted, and the colors became premium. Do you remember this?
No, I don't remember.
And you would.
You mean the entire cup, or
the entire cup would have a color?
Yeah.
And there would be certain sought after colors.
No, I don't remember that.
And they would sell for a premium on eBay. A $30 cup would certainly be $110.
No, I don't remember this craze. I remember Tervis. I mean, I've got several. I like them.
Yeah. So what happened after Tervis? What came next?
I felt like it was the Yeti.
The Yeti.
Yeah.
So stainless steel, double-walled construction, which we talked about on last week's show. The double-walled construction of the Solo Stove, the double-walled construction of a simple Pepsi G.
Yeah, yeah. I feel like the insides also, they have a coating on some kind of cotton different bimetallic coating that they put on there. Yeah, there's something else going on because we've had double-walled vacuum cups for
Thermos had the vacuum.
Right.
Yeah. And so that was where I guess they actually created a vacuum inside the double wall.
Yep.
And that keeps heat from going back and forth. Right.
Yep.
So you had two pieces of material. They would suck the air out of it and seal it. And that's where you had this famous vacuum container, right?
Right.
So everybody carried a thermos, right? At some point. And then you had the kids' thermoses that were in the lunch boxes. Then you had the adult thermoses that kind of long silver cylinders, and you take coffee or soup to your workplace.
Yeah. And the classic green, or the classic green one?
Classic green.
And that was Stanley?
Yeah, Stanley. So you went from the Yetis.
Yeah.
And then somebody decided that the Stanley, this isn't a Stanley.
No.
That I've got. But this is kind of a generic.
But you should talk
version.
about you've got the next brand that showed up was Hydro Flask.
Oh, right. I'm sorry.
That is a Hydro Flask.
This is a Hydro Flask.
Yeah.
So different people kind of jumped on. So, and then they became bigger.
Right.
This is probably a 40-ounce Hydro Flask. Yeah. But this is the thing I want to ask you about that just doesn't sound right to me is there's a lot of metal in these things.
Yes, there are.
Right?
Yes, there's a lot of metal.
I mean,
it's not easy metal. It's stainless steel.
It's stainless steel, which you probably. I've worked with stainless in the shop at Dad's shop.
Okay.
And there's different welding techniques, right? For stainless.
It's unique welding techniques. Yeah.
And so there's stainless welders.
Yeah, you have to do it a certain way.
Yeah, guys. I mean, I don't. So there's different techniques for stainless. It's more expensive, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's advantages to it that it doesn't rust. It holds a good edge, right?
Right. I imagine you have to use it. You have to use it as a double-walled vacuum construction for it to hold its shape. Like I don't think you do it aluminum. vacuum because it would just vacuum would crush.
Yeah, the vacuum would crush.
And you're always dropping them anyway.
Right. I mean, these are pretty stout pieces of metal.
They are, yeah.
But what got me thinking about this was I just think when archaeologists dig up our civilization, we're going to be littered with these things. These steel double-walled steel cylinders.
What were they doing?
Yeah. Can you imagine how much metal is involved in the production of these now?
Well, it's. I always ask the question of our recycling system here in the city.
Right.
Can I put that in recycling? And the answer is no. You can't.
Oh, you can't put stainless.
No, you can't put that kind of. They're very specific on the kind of steel. Like they want steel cans or aluminum cans.
Can you recycle stainless?
Yeah, you can recycle stainless. You can.
But can you imagine? Like this is going to die out eventually. This whole cup craze eventually is going to die.
Well, you want one of the reasons why they went to stainless steel. The other reason why they went to stainless steel is everyone's afraid of plastic.
The chemicals and plastic.
Yeah. That the plastic breaks down. You get microplastics.
Right.
All that stuff, and then you got to throw away the plastic, and it's harder to recycle the plastic. So that's one of the big crazes for the metal. The steel is that everyone doesn't want to do. A guy at work, he has a solo cup. You know what a solo cup is, right?
Yeah.
It was made out of aluminum.
Really?
Yeah, it was made out of aluminum.
Oh, I have seen those.
And it's the worst idea ever. He tried. He said, "I'm going to try drinking tea out of this thing."
Right.
He just scalded his lips before he can take the sip because the entire cup got hot.
Yeah. I just think at some point this craze is going to die out, and we're going to be left with just millions upon millions
already have
of these
them.
cups.
Have you gone in the lost and found closet of church?
Yeah, it's just
it's littered with all these. Yeah,
because everybody's carrying one of these things for the most part.
Yeah,
and so that's my question. Is like, when this dies out, what happens to all this metal? Where does all this? Because I think people also think if I get a nice Stanley cup or whatever,
it'll last.
Well, that I'm helping the environment.
Oh.
But there's a downside to that because you may not be using plastic, you might not be using disposables. You had to mine the metal to get this thing out. It
takes a heck of a lot of energy.
Yeah, to make a stainless steel cup. So I'm going to go ahead and say it here on the show. I think we are over cup.
We're over cupped.
Yeah.
So what is your go-to cup for travels? Like when you go
I prefer a styrofoam cup, which I know is not.
Listen to that.
Yeah,
listen to that. You're not the only one.
Yeah.
A styrofoam cup does a heck of a good job.
It does. I will keep, if I go to Chick-fil-A and get a tea, I will keep that cup for 2 or 3 days and drink out of it. I'll drink water out of it, tea out of it.
I have a friend. He always had his styrofoam cup. He'd drink water, then he'd put Coke in it, drink water. He'd use it for a long time.
Yeah.
Like, dude, that thing's going to fail on you.
That's my go-to
But they last
cup.
a long time.
They do. And I know that's not environmentally friendly. It's probably, but if you get that cup that's about this big, a styrofoam cup with the top, that's my favorite styrofoam cup.
Yeah.
Like the Chick-fil-A cup is really a little too big for me.
Okay, yeah.
It's the ones that you get like at 421.
Right.
That was
at
the perfect, at a diner.
Right.
That was the perfect styrofoam cup.
Right.
What's your go-to cup?
So I've got different go-to cups. So my go-to cup while driving now for water is it's a Hydro Flask metal. I think it's thin double walled.
Okay.
That I use that for driving. For hiking, though, I use the plastic bladder.
Yeah, I use that for
like a platypus.
I use a platypus.
But do you remember what you used to use as a kid? What did you use as a kid? And what was it made out of?
I had two things. I had an aluminum canteen.
Yeah.
Very lightweight.
Right.
And I had a aluminum canteen that had a cloth cover on it.
Yes, you did.
The cloth cover, you were supposed to be able to soak it.
Right.
And as the water evaporated,
keeps
it keeps
it
your water cool.
Right.
It was a cowboy canteen.
So we've come full circle. This is what I predict we're going to do. We're going to come full circle.
Go back to canteens.
These are going to be. We're going to go back to aluminum cups.
Oh yeah. We'll there's a chance because I use, like, if I'm carrying coffee traveling, I have a small double-walled stainless steel cup that I carry. Yeah, absolutely. And so that's my coffee cup. But yeah, I much prefer a styrofoam cup.
So You think the stainless steel cup is going away.
Yeah, I think it's a fad. I mean, I think it will die out eventually.
Well, there's a new one. Is it Awala?
Have they come out with a new one?
There's a new one called an Awala.
I haven't seen.
Yeah, I think it's called. That's what it is. But it's also. Yeah. I want to say it's also metal, but there's a lot more plastic on the outside.
Well, and other things, like I said, one of my daughters collects these. People get into laser etching these things. Yeah. And they get really pricey. Like you can easily get a Stanley for over $100.
Well, Stanley's for
custom design.
Stanley was the next iteration after the Hydro Flask. Then we went to the Stanley, and this is the big mug looking thing that you hold it like that. You got your sippy cup straw going on there. That's right.
But they have custom designs, custom etchings. We got one the other day that was done by. So my daughter got it. It was done by a women's clothing company in conjunction with Stanley, and it had their patented design on it. No. And those get really, because Stanley has a Stanley Club that you can join. Like if you order a lot of these things, so you can be like a Stanley Club Crown member, and then
you can get like the special releases.
You get special colors. Like there's colors of Yetis that they don't make anymore. And so if you want that, you got to go on eBay and buy a used one for $250.
Way too much.
Right. Man. If you want that particular color.
No, I had no idea that your daughter collected these, and I had no idea that there was a Stanley Cup Club that you could get a subscription. It's like getting a subscription, I guess. Right.
Well, it's just funny that these things are so expensive. And again, it's fascinating because, like, even with the Yeti cooler. When those came out, those were expensive coolers. They're $300 coolers.
They are still expensive.
Yeah, and the Coleman cooler is probably what, $20?
Yeah, exactly. The Igloo. Give me an Igloo.
Right, and they essentially do the same thing for a certain period of time, and then past that, the Yeti keeps things cooler longer. Mm-hmm. Right, but I never needed to keep ice for that long of a period. You probably have out on the coast.
Right, and I bought an Igloo cooler that was a thicker wall and was advertised to keep your ice cold, ice frozen longer.
Right,
not as long as the Yeti, but it was a fraction of the cost.
Right. Yeah, we have a lot of
ice is cheap. Actually, by the way, ice is cheap, and you can buy a lot of ice for the price of a Yeti.
Right. Yeah, exactly. But back to what happens next. I don't know what the next iteration will be. I mean, I think we're obviously, like you said, there's new things coming out. People are collecting different kinds of cups. The new hot cup comes out, different brand. Yeah, because when Yeti came out, I was like, well, this is going to be for a while.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, Stanley, which has been around forever, came out.
They had a resurgence.
Nowhere.
They had a resurgence.
Yeah, it just came out of nowhere with these things, and suddenly they were super popular.
Someone came up with the design, and that was what that. Surprised Hydro Flasks has copied that design.
Yeah. But I think we've always had that, right? Like even if you go back to high school, everybody had the trapper keeper that they had to carry. Did you have a trapper keeper?
I had 8 trapper keepers.
8 trapper keepers?
Oh yeah, I had one every year from middle school to high school.
Yeah, so that was like the big thing.
Yeah,
everybody had to have a trapper keeper.
Yeah, that was.
So if you
I wonder when that died out.
Probably when the 80s ended. So if you weren't from the old days like we are, the trapper keeper.
Oh yeah.
You had a 3-ring binder.
Right.
Which again is it's just like the cup thing.
Exactly.
Perfectly functional in every way. Did everything you needed to do. Just like a regular styrofoam cup will do everything you need to do. But Mead, M-E-A-D, Mead said, nope, we're going to make the trapper keeper. And so they took a 3-ring binder, made it worse. In that you took the metal pieces out and you had the plastic pieces.
Right.
And then for each of your subjects, you had the trapper keeper. It was a folder that went into this 3-ring binder. And so supposedly when you got to class, you'd take just that folder out and go to your class, take your notes, and then put it back into your trapper keeper.
Now, there's some other features to it.
Oh, really?
Right.
I don't remember.
They had another sleeve where you could put pins and calculators. All right.
That's right. They did. Right.
And the other feature was that it had an extra flap that went all the way around.
Oh, that's right.
That Velcroed.
Yeah.
So your trapper keeper wouldn't accidentally flip open.
Yeah. Everything would stay. It would stay organized and secure.
Now I know you were not a big fan of the plastic rings, but one of the things about the plastic rings that was slick is that in the old design it had these spring-loaded jaws of death, right? You'd open up
on the binder.
On the 3-ring binder, and then you'd snap it.
Yeah.
You ever switch your finger? You know, do you remember putting your piece of paper in between? It would rip it and destroy it.
Yeah.
And the Trapper Keeper, it was a slider design that you could pull. You would slide this lever out of the Trapper Keeper along the spine, and the rings would just slide open nicely.
Yeah, that's
and then you could put in all your stuff, and then you just close it back. It was silent. Right.
Yeah.
You didn't have everyone. It was silent.
But also, you couldn't go up behind your friend with your binder open and like snap his arm in.
No, you couldn't. Yeah. No, you could not.
But the Trapper Keeper came in every design under the sun.
That's right. That was the other thing. The covers.
Yeah.
I imagine many a movie tried to get their movie characters on there.
So if anybody who was anybody carried a Trapper Keeper at some point in the 80s. So that was one of the status symbols. That wasn't clothing related.
Leave a comment in the comment section about what Trapper Keeper you had. I'm really curious to to try to remember ones. I feel like I had a Star Wars.
That's right.
Trapper
I forgot
Keeper.
About the slaughter. I retract what I said about the binder. I was thinking it had the ones that kind of snapped, like you had to undo the.
Oh
thing.
No!
Yeah.
No, it was better.
It was a slaughter.
It was a slide,
You're right, and you could get very fancy ones. And calculators were just becoming a thing at that point. Yeah, but you could keep all your stuff organized.
Right.
Yeah.
Ruler.
Right.
Protractor, eraser. I had plenty of erasers.
Now I remember the one failing of the Trapper Keeper was that piece that folded over. Would sometimes wear out.
Over time.
By
the end of the school year, it was done.
Yeah.
That was by design.
Absolutely. You had to buy a new Trapper Keeper.
You had to buy a new Trapper, and people did, and I did.
I don't know when those died out. I wonder if there's something like that now. I remember, like, by the time I got to college, it was the backpack.
Yeah.
What was your, what kind of backpack did you carry?
Right.
Did you carry it over both shoulders?
Right.
Or did you carry it over one shoulder? That sort of thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Right now it's the North Face backpack.
Really? Is that the thing you have to have?
That's the thing you got to have.
I know.
For a while, it was the LL Bean backpack, remember that? The LL Bean backpack. Yep. Yeah. Leave a comment about the Trapper Keeper. Which Trapper Keepers did y'all have?
Which Trapper Keeper? Yeah.
I am very curious.
Or which Stanley or Yeti?
Yeah. What's your go-to cup right now?
Yeah. What's your go-to cup? All right. I think we have fully.
That's right.
You can add this to the. It's not the playlist. What is it?
It's a playlist.
Playlist of my.
We are
over. I think we have too many.
We are over steel cups.
We have too many steel cups. Not enough styrofoam.
Well, if this is your first time listening or watching, we want to thank you and welcome you. If you liked what you saw or heard, think about hitting that subscribe button on the platform you listen with. It helps others find us and join the conversation. The longtime listener, the longtime viewer, hey, we thank you for watching and listening. Leave a comment, send us an email at our tsrpodcast@gmail.com. We'd like to hear from you. And if you have any ideas for our podcast, we're also always open to hearing some things that you think may not sound right.
All right, That Don't Sound Right is a production of TSR Podcast in conjunction with Camel City Studios. Peter and I are co-hosts of the show, and we do all your technical stuff, which is probably very obvious to the trained eye.
It's obvious to the algorithms.
That's right. Camille is our barista. Al does our Instagram. Emily does our graphic design. Georgia tests our merchandise. Brent is our international brand ambassador. And as always, listener number one is Scott. So until next week, keep talking.
And stay curious.